Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Chuck. It's Crusoe with Simply Vegas Realty, realtor out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, I want to discuss about the Fed funds meeting last week and how this could actually impact Las Vegas housing market. Well, last week's meeting, Chairwoman Janet Yellen stated that they are not raising interest rates, which is good. Rates right now are 1.25%, and that's why you can see that rates are right now are hovering about 4.75% at this time. About a year ago from today was about 3.5% to 4%. But because they increased it by a quarter of a point, your interest rates will go higher, and that's how the banks make money. Basically, what happens is the Feds will increase their rates, which is the par rates, and sell it off to the banks. Then the banks will set their rates, and that's how they make their money. Now, we've been at zero for the past about 10 years now, and we finally raised it up to 1.25%. But here's the thing, the Feds can't just raise the rates, uh, you know, dramatically. And the reason why is because they have to see what's going on with the economy. Because if we raise the rates too high, too rapidly, what happens is nobody is going to borrow money because rates are too high. Then that will slow down the economy. Then we would actually end up into a recession. So, the Feds, what they're doing is really balancing everything as far as inflation, okay, increasing the rates. And what they have going against them right now is the bonds. Now, they have to raise rates sooner or later. And the reason why is because we have 30-year bonds, 15-year bonds, and 5-year bonds coming due. And what are bonds? Bonds are actually government IOUs where the government will print these IOUs, and you have foreign countries that will actually buy our bonds, these IOUs. Then we have to pay them back with interest. However, our nation's debt now is about $20 trillion. Now, with Obama in place, we were up to 19 trillion. Now that we have Trump, now we're at $20 trillion. Now, also the Fed's chairwoman Janet Yellen also stated that our government is going to slow down from buying our bonds. So what they're saying is basically even our government is actually buying our own bonds to stimulate the economy. That is a little bit alarming. So we are borrowing our own money to pay off our own debt. But unfortunately, the debt that we currently have at this time, that does not equivalent to the amount of money we owe and the principal that we owe. We're not even hitting the principal. That's the crazy thing about it. Okay? Now, also, you have to, watch out for the bonds as well, because here's the thing. The more bonds that we do sell to other countries, what happens is it affects you by pushing the interest rates down, lower, because the more bonds that we have, the lower your interest rates is gonna be. However, when those bonds comes due and we're not selling bonds, your interest rates are going to go higher. Now, once it goes higher, consumers will no longer purchase homes, purchase products. Then what's going to happen? It will slow down the economy. So, that's why it's very important that the Feds really plays this juggling act between bonds, inflation, okay, and also with the interest rates. Now, the Feds are also talking about, coming December, that they are going to raise rates and they are going to prepare the economy for another rate hike. However, based upon the way that the economy is going right now, because this money is cheap and central banks and bankers are really controlling our nation, I don't think they're going to raise rates at this time. I think things are going to be extended another 6 months to another year, I would say, before interest rates hit even 2%. So if you're thinking about buying, yes, right now is still a good time to buy, but however, you do need to watch out what you are buying and how long you are going to be staying in the property. if you're looking to buy something and living the property just for 2 years, maybe Vegas is not the place for you to be. Now, if you can see yourself living in Vegas in the property that you are purchasing for another 5 to 10 years, and you can weather out the storm should the market crash, then that's something that you may want to consider. Let me give you an example. I've purchased a property for $195,000. My payments right now are only $933. Now, let's just say the economy does tank because the Feds raises the interest rates, consumer confidence is no longer there, the market tanks by half. To me, I'm still okay because number one, I'm staying in my property for more than 10 years, and me and my wife had made that decision. In addition to that, I can swing a $933 payment. Now, however, if I bought a $500,000 home and my payment was $2,300 or even higher, should the market crash, then that's something that I should be wary about. So guys, hopefully this information is very useful to you guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Also, on the link below, I'm going to have a link so that way you guys can start looking at homes here in the Henderson and the Las Vegas area. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. I'm Chuck Crusoe with Simply Vegas.